Well, as you know, autonomy supporting style is very much related to the development of intrinsic motivation. So we will have some items on this. You'll see these shortly. And evidence-based teaching looks at eye effect methods, creating instructional strategies that are Russian dolls, etc. So invariably we're interested in the impact of specific methods that you're using that you feel will be eye impact in terms of your students. And the core principles of learning, you will know these by heart and you can use those fluidly, creatively, whatever. So we've got to look at these in terms of the student experience. Now, some particular focus areas, because it's very much tied up with intrinsic motivation, but much more than that, because if you look at the idea of engagement, if students are not engaged, they're not going to be motivated and they're unlikely to learn much. So we've got a very strong focus on engagement items, and we'll go into the various types of engagement items that we're going to use shortly. And what we want is our students to feel confident that they are competent, and we often refer to this in the literature as self-efficacy, the feeling that yes, I can do this. Now, self-efficacy is always task subject specific. I think I'm fairly self-efficacious in making these online tutorials, but I'm not very self-efficacious if it comes to singing a song in public. So let's move on and see what the specifics are. Okay, there's your autonomy support items. Should make perfect sense. If the students feel these things about you, you're probably teaching an autonomy supporting way. You can download all of these afterwards anyway and the full questionnaires. Okay, specific method activity items. This is something that you can use yourself if you feel that you're doing an activity that's going to be eye impact in terms of attainment motivation, and you can customize it as you want. So this is the basic format template. So this is something you can use if you want to, and we may use it if we feel it's specifically useful later on in the research. Okay, core principles of learning. Well, there they are, very straightforward. They're just reflective heuristics for the students to say yes to one extent. So if all of these are working well, cognitive scientific principles are pretty much associated with good learning outcomes when they're done well. Nearly there. Engagement. Okay, now the thing about engagement, it's not just that the students look engaged, but what's actually going on inside their heads. Well, we can never fully know that, but we can observe their engagement, and that's how I'm asking you to do that weekly rating, and that's behavioural engagement. But the other items that we have, we'll look at other components: emotional, how do they feel about the learning; cognitive, are they actually doing some thinking in relation to the learning; and agentic, are the students actually thinking, well, yeah, this teacher is very approachable, friendly, good. I feel that I can ask questions. I feel that if I'm bored or maybe we could do things another way, I can actually offer productive suggestions in this area. So there you go. There's the items that we're using: behavioural, emotional. Again, you can download all of these, and agentic and cognitive engagement. And finally, we talked about self-efficacy. Well, is the self-efficacy items. So if students feel they can do the work and that they can do it when it's challenging, that's a pretty good measurement of their self-efficacy in this context.